Exeter High School. It's the Seacoast High School Game of the Week. Hi, everybody. I'm Scott Trench-Montaigne, along with Sam Bruno. We're in Dover tonight with the Dover Green Wave. We'll face off against the Exeter Bluehawks in a great Seacoast rivalry and Division II matchup, Sam.
Well, we're looking forward to a great year of high school football on Continental this season. And the key word that everyone's talking about here at Dover High is the new Division II, and the word to go along with that is parity.
Yeah, there will be a lot of parity in Division II. There are some favorites in this division this year that certainly look strong coming off last year's performances. You got to look at Londonderry, who played Pinkerton in the title game. You got to think Keene is going to be strong this year in Division II because, after all, they went undefeated last year in the regular season. And they're talking about Timberlane on the rise. The Owls are looking good in the preseason.
And Winnicott had a strong year last year. They lost a lot of players, but when you have players like Russ Morong and Jerome Brokenbaugh down there in Hampton, they can still do some things. But this game tonight between Dover and Exeter, it just looks on paper like a toss-up. We've got a couple of clubs with veteran offensive lines, and it's going to be a battle in the trenches tonight.
Last year, Exeter 3-5, and Dover last year at 3-6. The Dover squad is coached by Ken Osmond. He's in his third year, brings a 9-10 record into this season. Bill Ball on the other side with Exeter. He is 3-5 with the Bluehawks. And pretty good coaching matchup. But before we talk a little bit more about that, let's go down on the field where Jay Childs is standing by. Jay?
Okay, well, thanks a lot, Scott, and great to be back down here on the field for the start of another football season. A couple of things to look for tonight. You were talking about the offensive lines of both teams being the key. That's especially the case with Exeter, because Coach Bill Ball is expecting a lot of attacking from the defensive line of Dover. So look for Exeter to be pounding the ball, try to get it going up the middle. Dover, I'm going to look for a little more passing than I thought we might have seen last year. Jason Hamblett, especially to John Wilson, doing a lot of play actioning as well as doing the option. Look for maybe a little more passing from Dover tonight than you'd normally see from a Dover team. Back up to you guys.
Thank you, Jay. And we're just about set for the kickoff here. And back to receive for the Dover Green Wave will be Tim Pelletier. Pelletier, one of the starters in the backfield, and he's a pretty explosive runner when he gets some open field.
For the Exeter Bluehawks, Coach Bill Ball, for Ken Osborne, Dover High. It's the beginning of another season. Let's get it started.
Short kick fielded up by the 25. Exeter swarms on the ball, and Green Wave will start 1st and 10 from just outside their 25, about 26. With forward progress, they'll bump it up to the 28.
Last year, these two teams met. It was the Bluehawks over the Green Wave, 21-14, and they're still talking a year later of the performance by an Exeter player by the name of Mark Renda. He had 276 yards in there. Both these clubs are looking for the key offensive back, and as Dover comes to the line, they've got Jason Hamblett at quarterback, looking to really run the show this year.
1st down and 10 from the 29. Hamblett will keep it himself. He's got some room. Boy, he had one tackle to break, and then he was off to the races. Nonetheless, picked up the 1st down and some change.
The wishbone offense run by quarterback Jason Hamblett. Again, the Exeter defense, they have to stay at home tonight, Scott, because there's a number of different options that Dover has on that series, as you saw with Hamblett on the quarterback keeper.
There's the tail end of that play. Dover wants to get out and get out quickly here in their home opener. What a beautiful night for football. Temperature in the mid-60s. It's clear. We had a little bit of rain earlier today, but the field does not look too bad. And the handoff to Pelletier. Gary Folger for Dover, and he picked up about 3.
For the Bluehawks, in on the stop, Ben Castonguay, a senior. Bill Ball is very encouraged by his defensive line. He feels from tackle to tackle. He's very strong in that area. Defensive secondary for both clubs will be a question mark in 1994.
Hamblett with Folger and Pelletier and Jeff Hamilton in the backfield. And the call to Hamilton. He's stacked up after about 2 yards.
No surprise right there, as coming into the stop for the Bluehawks was number 60, Chris Nichols for Exeter. And for Dover, their game plan this year is they have a lot of confidence in their offensive line, and they feel that with their wishbone, they can get 5 to 7 yards a game, and a carry that is, and work on those solid 60 or 70-yard drives.
Dover with 15 returning starters, so No lack for experience out there for the Green Wave. Third down, Hamlet will keep it himself, and he's brought down in the backfield. That's a super tackle by Casey Kruger.
Number 46 for the Exeter Blue Hawks. You see the white-shirted Hawks right there, and they are psyched as they are going to force Dover into a punting situation for the first time tonight as we're in the first quarter at Dunaway Field in Dover. It's the opening night of high school football in the Granite State.
Some great matchups around the state this week. You've got Central, one of the up-and-coming teams of Division I out at Spalding. Concord at Pinkerton. That should be a heck of a matchup.
New head coach in Concord.
That's right. Bob Camerand, who was the assistant for several years, as that punt sails out of bounds right about the 40-43-yard line. But, Sam, I got a chance to see some of those Division I teams at the the Queen City Jamboree last weekend. And Central looked very good. They put 28 points on the board in just 2 quarters. Concord scored 3 touchdowns as well. Pinkerton was not there, but that night, Central and Concord really looked like the teams to beat in Division I.
For the Exeter Blue Hawks, operating at quarterback, we'll be watching tonight number 11, Rob Daniels, the brother of last year's quarterback, Mike Daniels.
And they've got 1st and 10. Here's the pitch play for Exeter, and making some serious progress is Steve Bolduck. Bolduck, the senior, has the first down.
Exeter Blue Hawks last year, 3-5 on the season. They got off to a fast start, 3-1, but then they ran into the iron of the Division I schedule, losing to some of the top teams in the division, including Londonderry and Spalding.
So Exeter matches Dover and gets a first down on their first offensive play. They've got 1st and 10 from the 44. Daniels on the handoff up the middle. Dover was not fooled at all.
Nice defensive charge that time by Dover High School and number 54, Kevin Weston, to come in and make that stop. Heading back to the Blue Hawk huddle is Josh Belial, number 24. A little different watching Exeter run out of the Pro I formation. They have been a straight T team for a number of years. And we expect every once in a while to see Coach Ball throw that in.
Belial picked up a yard on that play, so 2nd and 9 from the 44. No score here. 8 minutes to play in this first quarter. Handoff that time to Adam Fellman, who's a junior in the backfield for Exeter, and a little more success than Belial. He picked up about 3.
A little bit of misdirection in the backfield that time, trying to keep the Dover defensive line honest that time. All the plays so far on the ground. Neither team has attempted the pass as we're still in the first quarter here in Dover.
And we know that Hamlet can throw the ball for Dover, and we know he's got a super receiver in John Wilson.
All-State last year.
Rob Daniels yet to test the arm. Big 3rd down play for Exeter.
Oh, he's got a
Daniels
wide open.
On the keeper. He turns the corner, and Daniels is taken down near the 30.
Nice defensive play by Dover's Dave. Check that, Dover's Dave Sullivan. He saved a touchdown there, Scott.
Watch this replay. Everybody faked out on this one.
Oh, what great ball handling by Daniels, and you see him scooting around the corner. Coach Ball said he wants his quarterback to get to the corner this year, and he did it that time.
Well, no need to throw the ball when you've got a quarterback who can sneak around the end for about a 20-yard pickup. 1st and 10 Exeter on the 20-yard line. In that red zone now. Pitch play for Exeter, trying to get around the corner is Steve Bolduck. Loose football. Loose football, and Dover's got it.
Sean O'Connor, number 84, picks up the loose ball. Tough break for the Blue Hawks, big break for the Dover Green Wave with under 7 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Well, Bolduck had a pretty nice run in progress. Turned the corner and it picked up several yards. And the ball was stripped. So Dover gets it right back, but they've got a long way to go. They're just outside their 5-yard line.
Exeter has everyone up close here. As a little shift in the backfield by the Green Wave.
And the pitch to Pelletier. He cuts back, and he's still on his feet. Then he takes a hard hit. First, he got away from a nice tackle, and then he took some punishment.
5 or 6 white-shirted Blue Hawks needed to take down Pelletier that time. Finally, Colin Levesque made the final hit for Exeter. Blue Hawk defense led by some outstanding players. 58, Ben Castonguay, 3-year starter, Jeff Taylor, number 51. And a 2nd down 7 coming up now for the Wave.
Just a slight breeze tonight. It would be at Hamlet's back. As he takes a snap on 2nd down, and through the middle is Hamilton. Hamilton up near midfield now. It's a foot race. Jeff Hamilton at the 40, taken down at the 35-yard line.
Excellent run by Jeff Hamilton. Broke into the secondary, cut to the outside, and if it wasn't for an excellent defensive angle by Colin Levesque, it would have been 6 for the Wave. Let's take a look. Inside handoff. Hamilton, big hole, and there he goes. Watch 22 Levesque. Levesque on the angle. He knows he wants to meet him at around the 35-yard line and gets him and tosses him out of bounds. Let's go down to Jay Childs on the field. Jay.
Coach Osborne told his offensive crew after the last series they got to do a better job on the nose guard. And that time, Matt Crockett just blew Dennis Sharp right off the line. Back up to you guys.
Hamlet going to the air. And it's caught. The ball is grabbed at the 15-yard line by Heath Norris. And Dover is moving toward the end zone.
Norris that time ran an excellent hook pattern and around the 20-yard line, then cut to the middle, and Hamlet laid it right into the numbers for a 1st and 10 Green Wave inside the 20. They'll spot the ball at the 16, and the Wave on the move right now as we have 5 minutes left to go first quarter.
Well, Heath Norris is the senior split end. And he's wide out now again to the left of Hamlet. Wilson is really his primary threat, but that time Norris was open. Hamilton right up the gut, just a couple.
Good defensive charge that time by Chris Nichols, number 60 for the Exeter Blue Hawks to wrap him up. And you also see number 46, Casey Kruger, a sophomore, getting up off the pile. Exeter certainly will probably be keying on number 88, Wilson, John Wilson for the Green Wave, and that left number 9, Heath Norris, wide open in that play before. And Norris is split to the near side, there's no one on him.
And Wilson is lined up in the tight end spot on the right side. Green Wave in their wishbone on 2nd down. Hamlet on the option. He's going to keep it. Turns the corner, and he's close to a 1st down. We'll see where the referee spotted it out of bounds on the far side of the field.
Nice job turning the corner, thrown out of bounds by 28, Jeff Plant. We'll take a look at Hamlet. This was a keeper all the way as the senior takes a look, and now he'll sprint toward the corner, make that turn, finally get tossed out. We've got the ball here at about the 7, Scott.
And they started back at their own 5, so if Dover can cash in, it will be quite an impressive drive. 2 big plays thus far, the run by Hamilton and the pass play to Heath Norris. 1st down, and it is 3rd down and short, about a yard and a half. Now the pitch to Hamilton. Got some blockers. Touchdown! Jeff Hamilton followed his blockers over left guard and just bowled his way into the end zone.
Nothing tricky right here, just plain old straight ahead power sweep football, and big Jeff Hamilton. Number 35 for the Blue Hawks tried to make the stop. That was Steve Bolduck, but Hamilton will get the first score, and here we go with the razzle-dazzle extra point. And Dover's got a few more players on the field than they need right now, and they need to call a timeout.
And the one player that they needed the most wasn't, Jason Hamlet. So maybe the razzle-dazzle was a little bit too much for even themselves.
Well, again, it is the first game, and certainly a little opening night jitters, I think, here this evening for both teams. Let's take that run by Hamilton one more time. Big Jeff Hamilton, following his blockers nicely. And he got a nice hole in there, and not too much the Blue Hawks could do about that as Dover takes a 6-0 lead, 4:13 to go in the quarter, and the extra point coming up.
Nice work by Gary Folger there, leading the charge for Hamilton.
Dover last year 3-6 in the 1993 campaign. This is the 3rd year for head coach Ken Osborne. 9-10 record, hoping to get to the 500 mark with a win here tonight. And now we're going to go with the conventional extra point.
Hamblett will kick. Blast it straight through. The multi-talented Jason Hamblett can run, can throw, and certainly can kick.
Let's talk a little bit about this Division II setup here, Scott. We've got another realignment to deal with. We've got Division I with the big guys, and some people are thinking that Division II is a secondary division right now, but to the players and the coaches, the majority of them like it.
I think it's a nice experiment, and I think what it does is it allows some of the teams that have been hit hard by dropping enrollment over the last few years, like the Portsmouths, to really stay competitive within their own division. And it really leaves the larger, more powerful programs like the Pinkertons and the Spaldings and some of the Manchester schools and the Nashuas that are always strong, lets them battle it out in their own division.
And from week to week, the kids get on the field thinking that we can win this game.
Oh, absolutely. I think Portsmouth, speaking with Walt Bowler the other night at the Queen City Jamboree, and he's just delighted about this new realignment. The interesting thing about this is you've got Division I with 9 teams and Division II with 9 teams. One game per season you'll play out of your division. So Portsmouth will still play one Division I team. I believe it's Memorial this year.
And it's tonight.
Yeah. So you do get a taste of playing the so-called bigger boys, if you will. Deep kick, and here's a run back by Exeter. And Hamblett ends up making the touchdown-saving tackle, as Colin Levesque nearly broke that all the way for the keeper on the return.
Tried to make a cut to the inside. The turf gave way. Look at Levesque, a full head of steam. And making the stop for the green wave, the touchdown-saving tackle was the kicker.
And
so,
Hamblett really, it was him. It was one-on-one, pure open field tackle, and Hamblett didn't buy the fake, stayed with him.
Blue Hawks got down to the 20-yard line last series, but a fumble caused that play to go.
Daniels on the pitch.
Good blocking up front there by the Hawks. Leading the way was number 44, Chris Swain, throwing a nice block that time.
Steve Boldick picked up 5 yards on the play, so that'll bring up 2nd and 5 from the 46. Exeter on their first offensive drive showed the ability to move the ball. It was simply that costly fumble which gave it back to the Green Wave.
Out over the ball, number 51, Jeff Taylor, a 3-year starter for the Blue Hawks.
Daniels on the handoff to Levesque. Picks up about 3 before he's picked up and put down.
Dover showing a lot of spirit on defense that time. Shane Bickford coming up to make the big hit. Watch Bickford, number 32. Right there. Oh, helping out on that stop.
3rd down and 2.
3rd down and short here for the Hawks. And one thing you always have to worry about a Blue Hawk team is they'll run those basic plays, and then all of a sudden, watch out, they'll throw something different at you, like this power I formation.
On 3rd and 2, Boldick gets the call, and that's good enough for a 1st down.
Bickford in there on the stop for Dover. Also helping out for the Green Wave was Ian Dobbins, a veteran, in for the Wave.
By John Tevis, 1st down, Exeter.
Just off tackle. 2 tough yards. Big hit there by number 73, Dobbins, in there for the Dover High School football team. And a new series of downs for the Hawks.
Clock ticking with just over 2 minutes to play in this first quarter. 7-0, Green Wave on top.
Wide open.
Daniels going deep. And wide open for the touchdown is number 44, Chris Swain.
Again, the Blue Hawks, just when you think it's off tackle right, off tackle left, they go with 3 fakes in the backfield and go for the long touchdown run pass, that is, from the quarterback to Swain. Oh my goodness, he couldn't have been more open, and he walks into the end zone untouched.
Well, somebody certainly missed an assignment there, and Ken Osmond has to be beside himself. And the extra point is up and wide. Missed. Wide to the right, so Dover retains its lead. 7-6 with 1:56 to play.
Boy, was that a pretty touchdown pass that time by Rob Daniels to Chris Swain.
Call it, what, a 24-yard touchdown strike?
But the ball handling was the thing that made that play. My goodness. 3 players hit the line for the Blue Hawks, and before you knew it, Dover did not know where the ball was, and it was in the end zone with Chris Swain.
And Daniels, credit him for hiding the ball and having the poise to pull that trick play off.
Opening night tonight here on Continental Cablevision. We've got a full season of high school football every week for you. So make sure you keep it on Channel 12 as we're your home for high school sports all season long.
Chris Reel to kick it away, and a whistle before the kick. Back very deep is Tim Pelletier. Gary Folger just in front of him, and he had some kind of whistle on the field. Do we have an offside, Sam?
I think so. I think the Blue Hawks will get an advantage here. We've got some information down on the field. Let's go to Jay. Hello, Jay.
Well, a little bit of madness on the Dover sideline as Coach Dunn took the defensive backfield for Dover over, especially Shane Bickford, and said, if you're not even going to look at the guy going out for the pass, you at least got to feel him, because nobody even looked on that last pass for the touchdown.
On the run back, Pelletier, pretty decent return, gets it back up to about the 33-yard line.
Walter Brown, 53, in there for Exeter on the stop as Dover now comes to the line, leading by a point, 7-6 in the first quarter. A good series last time for the Dover Green Wave as they went right in for the score, as you see that kickoff return.
Both teams showing the ability to march the football.
If you watched Nebraska the other night on ESPN, you're watching more wishbone offense tonight.
That Tommy Frazier's one kind of player, is he not? Hamlet going over the middle, and he just overthrows his receiver. He was looking for Jason Maraska, just out of his reach.
Pass was overthrown. The man was wide open, and he had good protection that time, Hamlet did, to get that ball away. Plenty of time to throw. And Dover now is faced with a 2nd down and 10.
Heath Norris is split out now wide to the right. Wilson will line up on the left side. Hamlet has not gone to his all-state tight end yet. And the pitch play. Hamilton, who scored the touchdown, is cut down after just about a yard.
Dennis Sharp, number 66, Scott, makes this play. He is able to knife right in there and break down the interference. He doesn't make the tackle, but he was the key player in stopping that sweep. 66, Dennis Sharp, a senior for the Blue Hawks. Coach Ball very pleased with his offensive and defensive fronts, as are the Dover Green Wave and Coach Ken Osborne. But now they're faced with a 3rd and long, and we've got a little shotgun action coming up.
And we've got Wilson split out wide to the right side, and Norris back on his left side. A timeout on the field for Bill Ball and the Blue Hawks.
I don't think he'd like to see that shotgun formation immediately call timeout.
Well, I think he's seen already that Hamlet has a pretty strong arm, and he can deliver the ball. And when he saw Wilson splitting out wide, I think he wanted to rethink maybe his secondary coverage.
Good look there at the Blue Hawk huddle. Coach Bill Ball in his 2nd year as head coach. For 3 years, he was a co-coach with Dick Eustace and served as an assistant in Exeter for quite a few years, talking with his club. And he is a big supporter of the Division II realignment. He just thinks it's great and looking forward to his club hopefully making the playoffs for the first time since 1989.
Ken Osborne on the other side says of his team, I wish we were a little quicker, but that may come as the season develops. Our goal will always be to make the playoffs, and you got to believe in this new Division II, Dover has just as good a shot as anyone to sneak in there with 4 teams making the postseason.
On 3rd and long, you've got a couple of split ends here. Heath Norris, number 9, John Wilson way out to the far side.
And Hamlet in that shotgun. Pelletier is in motion. And Hamlet just dumps it off. Exeter was not fooled on that play as Gary Folger made the reception, lumbered for a couple yards, and then was taken down.
Nice play by 31 Jeff Mason would have none of the screenplay. I think the Blue Hawks had a good idea that this was the call, and he fought off a block nicely. Number 31, Jeff Mason, to make that play, and Dover will punt the ball to the Blue Hawks.
The problem is when you split Wilson out way out wide, he's not in there to help out in blocking. The punt is a low one, and fielded back at the 35-yard line by Steve Boulder. He's going nowhere.
Nice punt coverage that time by the Green Wave. Number 75 in there, first to make the stop, Jeremy Small. You'll see that Bolduc tried to get behind his wall, which was set up on the far side. But the Green Wave, a host of green shirts in there to make the stop. Heath Norris is there, as well as number 69, Ryan Vangarina, a veteran for the Green Wave.
Vangarina was an impact player last year for Dover. First and 10 from the 35. Little mix-up. Daniels will keep it, and he's in trouble. Daniels is going down. Ian Dobbins takes down the quarterback in the backfield.
Ian Dobbins on a nice play, and that's going to be the last play of the first quarter here tonight at Dunaway Field. You'll watch it right here as Rob Daniels, I don't know if he wanted to keep the ball that time.
There was a mix-up for sure. And the teams will switch ends. 7-6 the score, Dover on top after one quarter.
Both these clubs tonight playing, I'd say, almost an equal first quarter, as we've talked about the parity issue. While we've got a moment, we want to wish the Green Wave best of luck from all of us here at Continental Cablevision, as well as from the Tsunami Club. They are well on their way for paying for their bleacher project, which has been certainly a big community service here in the Garrison City. They've raised $33,000 out of $42,000 already to pay for the new bleachers here at Dover High School. So congratulations to the Tsunami Club, and keep up the good work.
3/4 of the way there. This certainly is a fine place to come and watch high school football, especially on a night like tonight. But Dunaway Field has always been a favorite of ours for broadcasting.
While we haven't got the official statistics up here, yard-wise, I'd say it would be pretty much an even-Steven first quarter, as the score also indicates.
Certainly Dover had that long drive, 95 yards for the touchdown, but Exeter came back and nearly matched it on their touchdown run. Here's Bolduc, and he's just trying to get back to the original line of scrimmage. Got close, but it'll still be a third down and very long, about 12 yards to go.
The question is, will the Blue Hawks try to gamble here, as we see the replay of Bolduc? No room as he tried to turn the corner there.
Third down and 12.
Last time on a third down and long, third down and short, I should say, the Blue Hawks threw that long touchdown pass. And they will come out in that standard I, which we've seen for most of the evening.
Daniels to throw. Looking downfield, has a receiver and a reception. Number 88, Mark.
That's Mark Belf. And he was wide open. A very well-run pattern by the junior, Mark Belf. You'll see him in your screen, number 88, come up with that ball, as a very psyched Rob Daniels is glad about that pass play.
Well, we've seen Jason Hamlet's arm tonight, but Daniels certainly fired that one in with authority. And it's a first down for the Blue Hawks. They keep the ball moving just over midfield, 48-yard line in Dover territory. Hamlet to the first man through. I believe it was Josh Belial.
And he ran very hard that time, as that counter play right inside. Again, both clubs feel between the center, their guards and tackles. They can move the ball. They can push people around. And they are really doing a good job inside, both these clubs. And there's going to be some very hard running. The fullbacks are going to be able to pick up a lot of yardage tonight.
Dave Sullivan, the sophomore, made that tackle, and Belial carried him an extra 3 or 4 yards. That time getting through is Colin Levesque. I believe he's got the first down, Sam.
Running very, very hard that time. John Teves had to come in, number 3, to make the stop, as he got some help by a number of different folks. But with 10-10 to go in the first half, the Blue Hawks are keeping the ball in Dover territory. Oh, look at that pile right there. And the hard-running Colin Levesque picking up the first down yardage.
So Exeter, after facing that 3rd and long, now moving the ball. They've got 1st and 10 from the 37.
Everybody in tight for the Green Wave, within 5 yards of the ball.
Daniels keeps it. Now scrambles, and he's taken down for another sack.
That was the touchdown play. That was the Exeter touchdown play, run to the other side.
That time, the pressure from Dover caught up to Daniels.
Fake 1, fake 2. And nice play that time by the Dover Green Wave. Coming in to make the stop, 73, Ian Dobbins.
Couple of big plays by Dobbins now in this drive. And it's a 2nd and close to 20 yards to go. Call it 18. Another big defensive play, this time at the line.
54, Kevin Weston in the backfield to make the stop.
Adam Fellman carries.
Adam Fellman never got back to the original line of scrimmage and actually lost about a half yard.
On the counter. No room there.
It'll remain 3rd and very long.
Exeter's been a team that likes to quick kick. They've done it in the past a lot of times.
Daniels to throw, he's got to roll out again. And he just throws it away as he gets hit hard. More great pressure. We've got flags on the field. Late flags. Do you think that might have been a late hit on the quarterback?
It might be. No, they're saying it's going to be against the Exeter Blue Hawks, the indication that we get right now. We'll see Daniels pump once, but then get swarmed under, get the ball away. And the officials are meeting right at midfield right now. There were 2 flags that were thrown.
Yeah, certainly there's a possibility we could have 2 penalties.
8:22 to go in the first half. 7-6, Dover leads as the Blue Hawks couldn't convert on their extra point after their touchdown.
I really didn't think that was roughing the passer, Sam. I thought the Dover Green Wave were in the motion. Illegal forward pass, I guess. So fancy way of saying he downed the ball.
He grounded it. I guess there were no Exeter receivers in the area and just green shirts.
He did, for all intents and purposes, throw it towards his center.
Did.
So Exeter will punt away.
Nice kick.
Dangerous gather in. Looked like Jason Maraska, who just scooped up that punt with lots of white jerseys around him. Fortunately, he held on to the ball.
He was cool under pressure that time. A sophomore. And you'll see right there, he's just, Coach Osborne breathes a sigh of relief to know that his club now has the ball 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line, their own 21, as we've got plenty of time left to go here in the first half with 8:10 left.
1st and 10 from the 21 for the Green Wave. They've got that 1-point lead, 7-6. And they keep it on the ground on 1st down, and pretty good play as they pick up about 9 yards.
With that wishbone, you can do so many things, so many run-pass options, but like anything, when you lift the number of choices, there also can be a number of things that can go wrong. So ball handling and smooth execution is going to be the key to running that wishbone.
Hamilton just scooted around the end that time for 9 yards, and it's 2nd and 1.
For the Blue Hawk defense, they have to be very careful not to stray too far away from their assignments.
Hamblett on the pitch, Pelletier. He's around the corner. And Fellman bumps him out of bounds near midfield.
Good speed right there by Pelletier as Adam Fellman and Josh Belisle could not get to the corner for the Blue Hawks. And a big pickup for the Green Wave right here. Nice pitch, good exchange, and the speed of Pelletier picks up a 1st down.
And Fellman, who's run the ball a couple of times for Exeter tonight, is in that secondary for his speed. He was really the last one who had a shot at Pelletier, and he made good on it. Right up the gut that time for Gary Folger.
Jeff Mason in on the stop for the Blue Hawks, as the Hawks playing a 5-4-2 defense that time. Really just covering the ends, single coverage, and really wanting to block up that middle for the Dover Green Wave running game.
Off the Exeter 49.
2nd and 5. And the ball just inside the 49-yard line in Exeter territory. Hamlet does have Heath Norris about halfway out on his left side. Pelletier, lots of room, and another first down for Dover.
The shift out of the wishbone, they put a number of players on the line, and they just blocked right to a point, which was off the left tackle over Ryan Van Garena, and a big hole right there for the Dover Green Wave. Van Garena, a big block to blow out a couple of Blue Hawks that time. That play is going to work tonight.
Van Garena listed at 236. 6 feet even. 1st and 10 from the 40. Hamlet will keep it himself. Hamlet has the first down and takes some punishment, but he's a tough customer.
Kind of a hesitation play that time. He faked to the first back through, pulled the ball back, stopped, and just waited for the defense to part, and he ran through the middle of the line. Nice play by Hamlet that time. That was the play on the opening play of the game that picked up good yardage.
I think he made his own adjustment there at the line and made good on it. Another first down for the Green Wave as they march down the field again. They've really had no trouble in this first half, Sam, doing what they will with the ball on the ground.
And speaking of the ball, there's Coach Bill Ball in the Exeter huddle right now. He's called another timeout. Good timeout that time by Exeter, as Dover has kept the ball on the ground and looked very good on this drive, which started inside their own 25-yard line. 7-6 the score. Dover scoring on a 7-yard run by Jeff Hamilton. The kick by Hamlet was good, and the Blue Hawks scoring on a 27-yard touchdown pass from Rob Daniels to Chris Swain. And that's what we've got so far, as the point after by the Blue Hawks failed. And it's 7-6 here at Dunaway Field in Dover on the opening night. The curtain goes up on high school football, 1994.
It's great to be back. We're glad you're with us. Hamlet has first down, and Green Wave popped back into that wishbone. Jason wants to throw. Is anybody open? That's the question, and he just throws it away smartly in the vicinity of Hamilton, but I think Hamlet knew that really the best option there was to throw it out of bounds.
Nice pressure by Exeter sophomore Casey Kruger, number 46, as he poured in on Hamlet, and he just had to give the ball up a lot sooner than he wanted to on that play. Right in the vicinity of our own Jay Childs down on the field right now. He should have stepped right in there and made that grab.
Jay looking dapper tonight with the polka dot.
Easy to spot on the sidelines.
Very stylish. 2nd and 10 from the 28. Back on the ground for Folger.
Jeff Mason, good defensive end play to stay in there, hold his ground, and make the stop. But Dover's game tonight would be very simply to get 4 or 5 yards a carry. Coach Osborne would love to do that all night long.
Folger is a sophomore with the Green Wave. Actually, the backup quarterback.
Big play on this drive right now, Scott. 3rd down and 4, right at the 20-yard line.
Let's see what Ken Osborne has in mind. It's Pelletier. He's got the first down and then some.
Also on this series, that was the same play behind number 69, Ryan Van Garena, when they picked up 10 yards. They went into that formation, and it was behind Van Garena all the way, and he easily picked up the first down.
Well, you go to your strength, and certainly running behind Van Garena is your strength.
Also on that side for the Green Wave is Roger Gray, a 5'10", 191-pound guard.
Another first down for the Green Wave. They're at the 15-yard line. They've got a 7-6 lead with 4:45 to play in this first half. Hamlet will keep it. And boy, he got rocked.
Yeah, that was Jeff Plan, a junior, coming right around from his defensive end spot to make that hit. Oh, that was a big defensive play, and we've got a player shaken up.
I think it's Josh Belisle.
You're right. He's going to bounce right up.
Official time.
It looks like he might have twisted something or bent something the wrong way. Trainer's on the field, but Belisle doesn't want to leave. He wants to stay in there and keep the green wave out of the end zone. I think Bill Ball's going to take him out.
Bolduc will come in for him, number 35. Checking the clock, 4:31 left to go here in the first half, as Dover is putting together a very impressive drive here. Let's see if the Green Wave can cap it off as they're inside the 15 at the 13.
Second down, 9 yards to go. Hamilton just bowling his way, trying to find some blocking help on the end. Got maybe a couple.
Hamilton brought down by Mason, this time running behind tackle number 75, Jeremy Small, at 6 feet 205. When they go into that two-back set, it seems to be the off-tackle play every single time.
A little bit of predictability there.
And when we talked about the wishbone and the many options, this drive is seen very, very standard between the tackle running games.
3rd and 5 from the 10. Green Wave trying to keep it going. And they stay on the ground. They do not have the first down, Sam.
In that wishbone, for it to be successful, you need to go to the fullback every once in a while, and that was the play that time. You need to run that play. Even if you don't get any yardage, you need to run it to keep those inside linebackers honest. Now the Dover Green Wave, with 3:10 left to go, might have Exeter thinking inside and watch Hamlet to the outside this time. I got a feeling that they're ready to spring something outside right now.
Well, it's 4th and 5, and 4th and 2 from inside the 10. Ken Osmond wants to go for it. Keep this drive alive. Hamlet on the option and the pitch. There's a first down just inside the 5 as Pelletier took the pitch from Hamlet, got around the corner, and slid to a first down at about the 3.
Surprised they went short side that time. But it worked, I think. It looks like it's inside the 5. That would have been good enough for the first down.
First down, all right.
Yeah, the only question was where the referees would spot the ball, but they only had to get just inside the 5, and it looked to me like he got closer to the 3. So 1st and goal from the 3-yard line for the Dover Green Wave.
This drive started at Dover's own 24-yard line.
Another long drive, a lot of time chewed up. Really exactly what Ken Osmond wants his team to achieve. Hamlet goes to the air, and a touchdown. John Wilson wide open. Slipped a seam and gathered in the 4-yard touchdown pass from Hamlet. And the first time tonight, really, they've gone to John Wilson.
And certainly, Wilson was the key man for Dover last year. I believe he caught something like 15 passes last year, but 10 were for touchdowns. So he's certainly the money man.
He is the money player. And that time, his height really came into play. At 6'3", Hamlet kind of just lofted that ball over the defenders, and Wilson was right there to scoop it up. Botched snap. The kick is up and through anyway, so credit to Hamlet and also the holder, John Teves.
My goodness, that was an excellent hold by Teves that time to save that extra point to make it 14-6, capping off a touchdown drive. Let's watch the touchdown play. Hamlet waits. Big John Wilson TD for 88.
And Hamlet just lofted it right into his breadbasket.
And that's, as I said, capped off a 76-yard drive.
Very impressive. Ken Osmond has to be extremely pleased with his team's ground game tonight. I've been very impressed, Sam.
Off tackle running, key passing, mixing up the plays very well. But I think the real key for Dover is lack of mistakes. They haven't dropped the ball tonight. And on an opening night, that really is a key. There's got to be some jitters. There's got to be some tension.
And very few penalties as well, Sam.
Right.
But both teams really seem to be mentally sharp tonight.
Exeter's got about 2.5 minutes to see what they can do before we go to the intermission. now trailing by 8.
Hamblett will kick away. Colin Levesque is the deep man for the Blue Hawks. And Hamblett will just squid kick it, keep it out of Levesque's hands. Exeter will start from their 30-yard line.
Good move that time by Jeff Mason of the Hawks to just jump on the ball after it was fumbled.
Now Dover remembers well what Colin Levesque did on the last kickoff, and it's kind of the strategy of keeping it out of the Rockets' hands. Jay Childs on the field has an update on an injury. Jay?
Okay, guys, Matt Crockett, number 64, the center for Dover, felt a helmet on his knee. He came over, Dan Croter, the trainer, took a look at him, and it's going to bruise up, but he should be back in.
Blue Hawks on first down do nothing. Dover's defense, Sam, is really starting to step up to the challenge.
That last touchdown, really a big one, and an impressive drive for the Wave to take an 8-point lead. Hawks, though, trying to make a statement now in the final minute and a half to see if they can come up with the big ground gainer or that long bomb.
Rob Daniels keeps it on the ground to Josh Belisle, who has shaken off a earlier bang up. But Belisle only gets a few, and it'll be third down and long yardage.
Blue Hawks might be content here to keep it on the ground and head into the locker room, but Exeter teams are known for big scoring plays. Let's see if the Hawks try to pull one off here before we break.
Clock ticking with 49 seconds. Levesque in motion. Daniels drops the football. Now he's in trouble. Gets away somehow and passes incomplete. Daniels at first dropped the ball, then saw heavy pressure, then just threw it away.
Both fumbles tonight have been by the Exeter Blue Hawks. That one bounced right back to Daniels, luckily for Exeter. And the clock will stop on the incomplete pass. It's fourth down, and Dover will get the ball back.
Well, Exeter averted near tragedy there. You can't put the ball on the turf at your 30-yard line with 40 seconds to play in the half and let Dover regain. At least this way, Exeter will be able to punt it away. Pretty good punt. And back to field for Dover is Joe Nicolo.
Gets it out of bounds, and Dover, with 26 seconds on the clock, will have a chance to get off a couple of plays here before the break. Nice job by the Exeter punter that time to get the ball away. It was a high snap, and the rush was on by the Green Wave as Dover looking to take a 14-6 lead into the locker room.
And Joe Nicolo did what he had to do on that return, and first and foremost, get possession of the ball and hold on to it.
Ends in tight. Looks like it's just going to be a run into the line here for the Green Wave.
First and 10 from the 35, and Dover's got to play. Hamblett following the sweep around the end. And he's out of bounds. 18 seconds to play. Hamblett up to near midfield.
High percentage call. Keep the ball in Hamblett's hands. Don't risk that handoff, and have him see if he can turn the corner, where he's been very successful so far tonight.
First down, Dover.
He'll head for the sidelines. Stops the clock.
Yep, good enough for the first down and to get out of bounds. So Hamblett really did everything right on that play. And he's got 18 seconds from his own 45-yard line to see if he can make some magic.
Exeter with a defensive back 30 yards off the ball.
Looked like Hamblett that time got caught up with Gary Folger, but Folger held on to the ball and just hit the turf.
Dover will not call a timeout, and that's going to end the first half. And It's been a good one here tonight. 14-6. Dover heads to the locker room, leading the Exeter Blue Hawks. And a big 76-yard drive, the difference, as you see the final play of the first half, right into the line to Gary Folger. And the crowd here at Dunaway Field appreciating some hard-fought play by both clubs. It's been a good game so far tonight.
Been a very good first half. 14-6 the score. Jay Childs on the field.
Been a little sluggish at first, but we seem to be able to move on them now in the second quarter.
Yeah, we're having a few breakdowns offensively where when we're executing the play the way it should be, we're having some success. We got a few mental breakdowns. We got some guys not sustaining their blocks. Therefore, we're kind of, dragging our feet from time to time. It's a situation we'd like to get a little bit cleaner. It's the first game. You're going to have those kind of mistakes.
You feel the defense has been attacking a little more gradually, too? They seem to have Daniels a little more on the run.
Well, I think the trouble that we had in the beginning was a situation where you never know what Exeter is going to do when they come out in the game, and it's a situation where it takes our defense a while to find out what it is they're trying to establish, and I think we're doing a little bit better job. I'm a little concerned about the passing game right now and shutting that down.
Okay, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Back up to you guys.
Thanks a lot, Jay. The score at halftime, 14-6 Dover, and Sam, two very impressive long drives for the Green Wave led to both their touchdowns.
It was a very consistent, very sustained offensive drive by the Green Wave. They used the running game behind their tackles and the fine plays by Jason Hamblett. It was the long drive, the kind of drives that coaches put up on the board and talk about all during the preseason. They say we really want to do that over and over again. Whether you get it or not is a real dream. But Coach Osborne has to be really pleased with the first half. But Exeter's in this ball game. They have been able to keep Dover under wraps, under control, and two very evenly matched teams.
Just a touchdown behind the Exeter Bluehawks. And again, your score at halftime, Dover Green Wave 14, Exeter Bluehawks 6. We'll be back with second half action after this.
Tom Servo here. So when the satellite of love collides with a meteor, it's all in the name of good-natured fun. Brought down on Earth, whether it's a hurricane, flood, or meteor collision, the American Red Cross is here to help. So contact your local Red Cross and learn how you can help out in your community.
The way we help each other.
Seacoast Furniture in Dover, Greenland, and Seabrook. Seacoast Furniture carries the names you know and trust, so it's easy to find comfortable, durable, great-looking furniture for your home. At Seacoast Furniture, you can always find great values on living rooms, dining rooms, bedrooms, mattresses, and more. Be sure to shop at Seacoast Furniture during our annual Fall Furniture Celebration, going on now at all 3 Seacoast Furniture locations. For big savings on quality furniture, it's Seacoast Furniture in Dover, Greenland, and Seabrook.
Life, it can sometimes be a little bit overwhelming, but in a world that demands information at the push of a button, isn't it nice to know you can get your local forecast in just moments on the Weather Channel? Convenience is our purpose. Bringing you the most accurate and dependable local forecast is our job. Not only do you get the current conditions, but the forecast for today and the days ahead. So whenever you want it, we've got it. Watch the Weather Channel.
Welcome back to Dunaway Field, everyone. 14-6 the score at halftime. Dover Green Wave over the Exeter Bluehawks. Scott Trenchmontaine along with Sam Bruno and Jay Childs roving around on the sidelines today, bringing you this broadcast from Dunaway Field. And pretty entertaining first half, Sam.
A good one. Dover with 2 long drives to post a couple of scores. The Bluehawks with a long touchdown pass. And we're all set for second half action. Hamblett kicks off for the Wave.
And again, he squid kicks it. Fielded by Exeter's Josh Belisle. They really just wanted to keep it out of Colin Levesque's hands, and Belisle got the ball back to the 34.
Dover playing very conservative football in the second quarter to post that 14-6 lead. The lead touchdown coming on a 4-yard touchdown pass to John Wilson. But now the Hawks get the ball to start out the second half with quarterback Rob Daniels right there, number 11 in his first game as the starter for the Bluehawks.
Well, the key to that second quarter was Dover's defensive stand before they scored their second touchdown. They really rose to the challenge as Exeter was marching the ball. On first down and 10, lots of spinning down there for Colin Levesque, but he really only picked up a couple of yards.
Getting up off the bottom of the pile for the Green Wave, number 73, Ian Dobbins, playing a strong first half. Both clubs have tried to keep the ball on the ground. Dover having the best of it, running between the tackles with hard running by Tim Pelletier and Jeff Hamilton and Jason Hamblett. Blue Hawks might want to open it up a little bit more here in the third quarter to get the momentum back.
2nd and 8 for Daniels, and he pitches the ball back. Great defensive stop. A whole host of Dover players, but Ian Dobbins was one of them.
Dobbins is really starting to come to his own. I mean, the first quarter was a little slow by big number 73, but he is in on almost every play right now. Oh,
Shane Bickford as well. And even Dave Sullivan had a hand.
Hawks now faced with an early passing situation as we're just underway in the second half. Exeter trails by 8.
3rd and 9 from their 34. Dover shifting on defense. Daniels looking to the air, throws it long and nearly picked off. Almost intercepted by Dave Sullivan. He had one hand on it, just couldn't reel it in.
That time Daniels was throwing to a spot as Dobbins was pressuring him very, very strongly. You'll see Daniels know he has to get the ball away fast, and he was just looking downfield for Exeter High School's Mark Balf. And now a punting situation.
And it's a low spiraling punt. Fielded by Nicolo. Nicolo trying to turn the corner, can't do so. Gets the ball back to the 35-yard line nonetheless. That's where the Green Wave will start. They've got the 14-6 lead.
Good pursuit by Jeff Mason, 31 to bring him down, Scott. And right now we'll see if Ken Osborne stays with his game plan of off-tackle running plays, hoping to get about 4 or 5 yards of carry and keep the ball on the ground.
Nicolo there avoiding a couple of tacklers, but he just didn't have the speed to get around the corner. Jason Hamblett leads his team to 1st and 10 from their 35. He has thrown for 1 touchdown tonight, a 4-yarder to John Wilson. They also had a nice pass play to Heath Norris to keep the drive alive, their first touchdown drive that Hamilton scored on, and Hamilton had the ball there for a couple yards.
Right off tackle. The play, the stop by Exeter's number 44, Chris Swain, as the Blue Hawk defensive huddle, needing to figure out this Dover running game that is picking up a lot of yards and taking a lot of time off the clock. Just underway, however, second half.
3-yard pickup that time for Hamilton. Hamblett in trouble, taken down. Great individual effort there in pursuit through the line. Ben Castonguay, I believe.
Nice play by Exeter, and that's the kind of defensive plays they're going to have to take, because now that pushes Dover into 3rd and long, the situation that they do not want to be in. Jeff Plant, 28 in there on the stop.
It was Plant, 28, not 58.
And Dover faced with one of the first passing situations in a long time.
They've got Heath Norris split out wide to the right. They also have a receiver split wide to the left. And Hamilton is in motion. High snap, it's over Hamlett's head. Gets away from trouble, unloads it. Hamilton was in the vicinity. So it's not intentional grounding.
You are being very kind.
Well,
Hamilton being in the vicinity that time. And again, they went to the shotgun, and the snap will go way over the head of Hamblett. My goodness, he has to go back and play a little center field there to pick up the ball. He was almost stopped by the Blue Hawks' Steve Bolduck for a long gloss, and now the Green Wave will be very pleased to just get the ball away. Fumble on the snap, almost blocked.
Punt takes a Dover bounce nonetheless. It'll be down, though, at the 43-yard line. Exeter will have super field position. Two snaps in a row that were trouble.
And again, that's the kind of error that you're looking for in the opening night. Those things are going to happen.
We'll take a break. We'll be back. Score 14-6 Dover. Exeter on 1st down and 10 from their 43. Got a 2-yard pickup from Josh Belisle, and now 2nd and 8 from the 45. Rob Daniels. Going to the air again off that triple fake. And no receivers in sight that time.
It was intended for Mark Balfe. He had run a pattern that was a little too long before he hooked in on the curl. Daniels, again, having to have to give it up a lot sooner than he wanted to.
It looked like Balfe turned inside, and Daniels thought he was going to turn outside. And the ball fell incomplete. So 3rd and 8. Blue Hawks, they trail by 8 with 7:03 to play in this third quarter. Daniels on the handoff. Fellman round the corner. Fellman has the first down. He's inside the 35.
That really has to help the Blue Hawk cause. Number 20, junior Adam Feldman showed excellent speed on the corner that time. He really turned on the Jets as he hit the end. Watch it right here. Nice handoff to Feldman, and he will just turn that corner and put on those Jets. My goodness, he was quick around the corner.
Off the Dover 33.
Big pickup for the Blue Hawks all the way down to the 33-yard line, so they're back within striking distance.
While the Blue Hawks have been in Dover territory a number of times tonight, they only have 6 points to show for it as Exeter trails by 8 in the third quarter.
Colin Levesque, he's around the corner. Levesque has some room. Inside the 10, taken down at the 5, Colin Levesque.
My goodness, he really got a big hole off the left tackle. Let's take a look at number 22, Colin Levesque, who's been rather quiet for a while as he's been bottled up, but he got a big, big hole, and you see him congratulated by his Blue Hawk teammates. Right off tackle, Levesque juices into the secondary and is just one step away from almost tying this ball game up. It's 1st and goal, Blue Hawks.
Shane Bickford saved the touchdown there. Exeter tried to go straight up the gut.
Stopped there by 52 Kirk Brown for Dover, and a big, big hit that was to stop that touchdown. But the ball is at the 4. Dover defense needing to dig in.
Daniels on 2nd and goal from the 3. And a touchdown. Colin Levesque. Oh, excuse me. No, it was Colin Levesque.
Colin Levesque, we've also got a flag after that touchdown. It looks like there might be some sort of unsportsmanlike conduct or something after that touchdown run by Levesque. Levesque, there he goes in for the score. And then a little bit about there you see some bumping happening right there after the play. And there'll be, I think, an unsportsmanlike conduct call coming up that will probably be assessed on the kickoff.
Yeah, a little bit of trash talking on the field. Exeter will pay for it.
6:04 in the third, the time of that 4-yard touchdown run by Colin Levesque. And the Blue Hawks now will go for 2. The touchdown is good, and now it's going to be quite a 2-point conversion coming up.
Yeah, the trash talking really hurt the Blue Hawks there because they needed the 2 points desperately to tie this game up. Now they're looking at the 2-point conversion from the 18-yard line. They back it up 15 on the penalty.
And we see an Exeter player putting the shoe on. I think they're going to try the extra point, try to kick the field goal. The extra point, which is going to be a 25, 35-yarder.
I really don't see the point in that. They trail by 2 here. If they get the extra point, they trail by 1.
You might want to just throw a Hail Mary into the end zone here.
Might
and see
as well
if you
go
can
for
pick
the
it up.
2 because
right.
Either way, you're still down.
Well, they're going to do it. I guess the player just had his shoe untied.
That could be. Daniels has 2 wideouts. Looking to the corner and knocked away.
Daniels conversion pass incomplete.
Really not much else that Bill Ball could have called there. Just
right.
had to send 2 guys out and throw it up.
Yep, do the alley-oop and see if something can work out for your club, as that one doesn't not happen. 14-12, but a big, big touchdown here in the third quarter for the Blue Hawks, because when Dover went into the locker room at the end of the second quarter, they had really established themselves as the dominant team, but now we're back to even again.
One of the big plays on that drive was Colin Levesque. Let's go down the field. Jay Childs has something for us. Jay?
Well, guys, I've got the official ruling on that last call. Taunting on Colin Levesque. Referee looked over and said that to Bill Ball, and Bill Ball said, taunting? Also, Sam Shaw is down on the field. He's been on the field all during that last series, practicing snaps. It's getting a little cooler. The dew's starting to settle on the ball, and it's getting a little wetter. Back up to you guys.
Deep kickoff, and it's fielded by Pelletier, who gets nowhere. Back to the 15 at best.
And I am feeling a momentum shift up here in the booth right now. You look over at that Exeter sideline right now, and on that tackle of Pelletier, the Blue Hawks to a man were up off their feet cheering their teammates on. That last touchdown has really energized Exeter. Dover now really needs to reestablish their running game.
Unfortunately for the Blue Hawks, they still trail in the ball game, so clearly they've got to take that momentum and put it to good use here. They need another big defensive stop. They can't let Dover march the length of the field as they did twice in the first half. Keeping it on the ground, Ken Osmond wanting his troops to maintain that strong running game. Folger picked up about 3.
Right up the middle it goes. Trying to go behind that big Dover front line. And again, right now, wanting to be very careful about hanging on to the ball. And as Jay Child said, the ball is getting a little slippery out there right now.
2nd and 7 from the 20. Folger again gets the call. And again, he picks up just a couple.
Nothing fancy, a bunch of white shirts in there to bring them down as the clock rolls with under 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. And Blue Hawks now, on a couple of good defensive plays, force Dover into a 3rd down and 5, and Hamblett will have to come up with some sort of option in this play.
Well, they've run the sweep pretty effectively tonight. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw that. No one is split out wide. 3rd and 5 from their 22. Hamblett wants a timeout, does not like what he sees.
Blue Hawks came out and had 9 men on the line of scrimmage that time. And Hamblett, not wanting to take a chance, uses one of his team's second half timeouts in this spot. While we have a moment here, we want to say a special thank you to the Dover High School Football Boosters Club. They certainly make us feel welcome when we come here to Dunaway Field, and they do an awfully good job helping out the sports program here at Dover High School. Certainly best of luck to the Green Wave from the Dover High School Football Boosters.
.4:23 to play in this third quarter. Green Wave holding on to a 14-12 lead. They led 14-6 at the half. Exeter came out with a very impressive drive in this third quarter to score. Penalty really took them out of 2-point conversion range. And that's where they stand, trailing by 2. Big 3rd down here for Dover. And they're going to have pretty close to the 1st down.
What a nice run by Gary Folger that time. That was a big play, and that was just put all the green shirts in front of Folger and see who can push the players back the furthest, and they did it. Nice block on the corner right there.
Timmy Pelletier.
Ooh, that really helped out Folger to get that 1st down.
He opened up that inside seam for Folger to burst through, keep this drive alive. Folger has run the ball last 3 times out. We saw a lot of Pelletier and Hamilton in the first half. Now they're all back there. The pitch goes to Hamilton. He's met in the backfield. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard, but great individual play by Jeff Mason.
That was a strong play by Mason. He knifed in from his linebacking spot to get right into the Dover backfield and stop that play, which looked to have a full head of steam heading toward the corner. Student body right, student body left, right up the middle. Again, nothing fancy out of the wishbone. We expected to see a lot more action out of that Nebraska wishbone formation, but right now it's pretty straightforward for the Green Wave as we're getting under 3 minutes to go in the third.
Second down and 8. Hamlet to the air. Lots of time. Looking deep. Wilson is open. He's got it. No, he dropped it. Incomplete. No fumble. Incomplete.
Wilson had it. Couldn't hang on. Defensive play by Adam Fellman by the Exeter Bluehawks.
Looked like some contact going on there, Sam. Let's take a look.
Yeah, it looked like Wilson and Fellman kind of got bottled up there, and finally Wilson broke free and got the ball. But then he dropped it.
Hamlet looked like he put it right where it needed to be. But again, that ball might be getting a little slippery as the dew settles in here at Dunaway Field. 3rd and 8 now, and Wilson is way out to the right side.
Exeter anticipating a pass. It's a draw play.
The draw, and it's successful as Folger has the first down, still on his feet, looking like Earl Campbell. Running over would-be tacklers, finally taken down at the 40.
A lot of spirit by the Green Wave now, as it looked like out of the shotgun formation, Hamlet was going to go to the air. Instead, he hands the ball off to number 21, who does a little bouncing bowling ball imitation off Exeter defenders and picks up a big first down all the way down to the 40-yard line.
Folger has pretty much been used exclusively on this drive. Pelletier and Hamilton doing a lot of the blocking. Hamlet to throw, complete to Heath Norris. Hamlet just found that seam with Norris underneath the coverage.
Norris had a good look that time of the Exeter defense and was able to find a spot around 12 yards down, just hooked underneath the defense and picked up the first down.
You see, basically it was Heath Norris against 4 men in secondary.
The momentum shifts continue back and forth here tonight. 14-12, Dover.
But these sustained drives really have to take the wind out of Exeter's sails. Every time they look like they're mounting a nice comeback, Dover puts together one of these long drives. Here we go again with Folger. Inside the 20.
Good blocking assignments by the Dover Green Wave. They are moving the Exeter defensive line off the ball consistently.
Folger is really seeing his holes and hitting them as well. A lot of credit there.
Doing a nice job on the opening night of high school football here in New Hampshire tonight.
Opening night of Division II football, or the new
Division II.
The new Division II. 2nd and 2 from the 19. Folger again. Turns his back to his tacklers and leans forward. He may be very close to that first down.
Dennis Sharp getting up off the pile for the Bluehawks. And it's going to be a first down.
And it's just outside the 15-yard line. Minute 15 to play. Dover again. Impressive yardage, chewing up lots of the clock.
Trying to answer the last Exeter touchdown that brought the Bluehawks to within 2.
Heath Norris is split out wide to the left, bottom of your screen. But Hamlet looks over the middle, incomplete. Tried to hit Wilson quickly, and the ball was batted away.
That was the pass that Dover scored a touchdown on earlier this evening, and that was dangerously close to being a tip ball interception. Oh, boy, was that up for grabs.
So tantalizing as that ball hangs in the air. On the touchdown pass, though, you remember, Sam, Hamlet lofted the ball a little bit more. That time he tried to fire a bullet through the coverage, and it was batted away. 2nd and 10 from the 16 for the Green Wave. They've got the 2-point lead. Pelletier is in motion. Here's a reverse. Exeter stayed at home.
And that may have been a little bit of a difficult decision for the Dover running back. A little bit more room to the outside, decided to cut it inside, made that call a little too soon, and not the big gainer that might have been.
Hamlet to Pelletier to Hamilton.
Exeter doing a good job that time, as you said, Scott, to stay at home. And boy, what a big play in this game right now this is. Ball's at the 14, and it's 3rd down and 7.
Dover has responded on third downs in this drive. Hamblett is in the shotgun. He's sending out 4 receivers. Pelletier in motion again. Another high snap. Hamblett looking end zone. Picked off. Intercepted at the 2-yard line.
Hamlet's pass intercepted.
Josh Belisle.
Picked off by Chris Swain.
Check that, Swain. Swain picking it off. Number 44. What a quality interception that was by Chris Swain.
Well, I think Hamblett should be thinking twice about that pass. Norris really wasn't open at all, and Swain was there. Swain, the bigger of the two, and obviously he can catch the ball. He caught the touchdown pass on offense, made the nice interception there to end the third quarter. So the long drive for the Green Wave goes for naught, almost like in the first half when Exeter made that long drive, Sam, and they fumbled the ball away at the 5.
So it's pretty even right now as the score looks that way. 14-12 is where we stand right now with the Dover Green Wave heading to the other end of the field with a 2-point lead. And the Blue Hawks get a big interception on the final play of the third quarter, but they're deep in their own territory at the 4-yard line.
Well, they've got a long way to go, but the important thing is they've got the ball back, and they've got 12 minutes of football left to try and erase a 2-point deficit. Jay Childs on the field. Jay?
Okay, guys, at the end of the third quarter, one of the things that both coaches and both sidelines are noticing is that after halftime, it was still pretty much a tentative game on the field. And now these guys are really starting to hit. And even on that last defensive series, Exeter, even though Dover was moving the ball, were throwing their bodies at everybody. It seems like everyone's in midseason form in terms of feeling their pads and dishing out the hits. One other thing, Coach Osborne talked to Jason Hamblett after that last pass and said he's got to get a lot more of his passes airborne. He's got to get a lot more air under the ball because he feels that Heath Norris and Wilson can out-jump anybody in the Exeter secondary if he can get the ball up. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Jay. You saw assistant coach John McKernan there having a word with John Wilson. Exeter in a bit of a hole here. They've got 1st and 10 from deep into their territory, but they got a little bit of breathing room that time.
Sure, they're pleased that they stopped the Dover drive and Dover comes away with no points. So they'll be very happy right now to at least see if they can get a couple of first downs and get some running room here. Let's say special thanks to the Tsunami Club. They do a great job in raising money, and certainly the bleachers here are testimony to that. They're past 3/4 of their way to the $42,000 to pay for the beautiful new bleachers here at Dunaway Field, which has become one of the top sport arenas in the Granite State. We're glad to be here, as always, when we come to Dover High School, and we're watching a great game tonight. 14-12 with 11 minutes left to go.
On that second down, Josh Belisle rumbled his way for about 4 yards. So 3rd and short yardage here, and big play for the Blue Hawks. They want to establish a bit of a drive here. Certainly they want to get points, but they might have drawn Dover off.
And that's the first time that's happened tonight. In an opening game, that's really a rarity. We haven't seen an offsides play this evening.
And the thing is, they drew not just one Dover defender off, they drew 3 or 4 guys on that line. So I think Rob Daniels probably mixed it up in the count.
And that was a good call. You save that until you really need it, and they needed it at that point. They needed a first down, and they got it now with the penalty, the 5-yard penalty.
Well, do it by hook or by crook, but they got the first down.
Good look at the Exeter offensive line.
Sporting new helmets this year, Sam?
Yes.
Very impressive. Belisle. No, check that. Exeter wide open. Colin Levesque, and he's got speed to burn. Levesque inside the 10, still going. Touchdown, Colin Levesque.
82 yards. Boy.
Even I fell for that one. I thought Josh Belisle had the ball, Sam.
Goodness, what a fake in the backfield by Daniels to Levesque, and he just turned on the Jets. Let's take a look at this beauty. Highlight film for the year. Daniels, first man through, everybody went to Belisle, and there goes number 22. Only one man could catch him for the Dover Green Wave. A dive there by Dover High School's number 84. That was Sean O'Connor, and a little bit of a trip there by Levesque, but he goes 82 yards for a touchdown, and it's 18-14.
Well, certainly the face of this game has changed. 2-point conversion time for the Blue Hawks. Daniels going to the air, lofts it to the end zone, out of reach. But still, a touchdown, at least a touchdown, separates these two. It's a 4-point lead for the Blue Hawks, 18-14.
Let's take a look at an 82-yard touchdown run.
Watch the great fake as Belial got tackled, and Levesque had the ball.
Dover had been kicking the ball away from Levesque because he almost ran a touchdown back in the first quarter. And they couldn't stop him on that one as Colin Levesque picks up the touchdown, and it's 18-14 now.
One of the Dover defenders made a super tackle on Josh Belial. Unfortunately, Josh didn't have the football.
Excellent, excellent work by the Exeter offensive line to open up that giant hole in the middle.
Well, now Ken Osmond has his work cut out for him. His team has shown the ability to move the ball. They just had a drive that went the length of the field, threw the ball away. Osmond's got to be thinking that's a 14-point swing.
Just like that, my goodness. And the visiting Blue Hawks now are leading for the first time in this ball game.
Kickoff fielded at the 20-yard line. Pelletier never got it. Instead, on the run back was Shane Bickford. Pretty decent one. Got the ball up to about the 36-yard line.
Good run back by Bickford, and now Hamblett. The quarterback will go to work. And Dover right now might open it up a little bit. Might throw the ball downfield a little bit more. As Bickford brings the ball up, and he's tackled by number 62, Phil Anderson, for the Exeter Blue Hawks.
Sam, you mentioned in the first half the key to Dover's success is they made no mistakes. Certainly in this half, they've made some. That last interception, very costly. Hamilton.
And what would have happened if they didn't jump offside?
Absolutely. So Exeter winning the Battle of the Mines in the second half, a little sharper.
Out to the 42.
Hamilton picked up 5, so 2nd and 5 from the 42. We saw a lot of Gary Folger on the last drive. He's in the backfield now with Pelletier and Hamilton. It's to Hamilton. Hamilton has the first down. He's out of bounds over midfield.
They want a late hit, but they're not going to get the flag.
Jeff Mason, who has leveled some very hard hits tonight, was the man who ran Hamilton out of bounds, and some folks on the Dover side thought a flag was in order.
Hamilton.
They might have had a point, Sam.
Hamilton with that hit right there. Nice blocks that time by Van Garina and Lucas Adams for Dover, opening a big hole on that side for the fullback, Hamilton.
1st and 10, Hamilton gets the call again. He's got the first, not the first down, but close to it, about an 8-yard pickup on first down. And
it's Mason again. And once again, Van Garina is 8-9 yards downfield throwing blocks.
Interesting strategy by Osmond. Really, we saw nothing but Gary Folger on the last drive. We've seen nothing but Hamilton on this drive.
9:03 to go now in the ball game. Exeter leads by 4.
From the 38, 2nd and 3. Hamilton again. Castonguay shot through the line and got a piece of Hamilton, but really didn't take him down for the loss. Hamilton may have the first down.
Officials take a close look. They're going to be short.
About a half a yard.
This is the kind of play you really have to be careful of. Blue Hawks might pack everybody in right now, and Dover might kind of go for it all.
Well, you've got John Wilson, who's dangerous if he breaks free from the line, and Exeter wants a timeout. They had too many men on the field. That was their first problem.
That's a good way to try to stop the Green Wave. Bill Ball heading out to the Exeter huddle right now to talk things over, as his club has a 4-point lead, first lead of the night. Recapping tonight's scoring for you. Dover scored on a 7-yard run by Jeff Hamilton in the first quarter. Exeter answered with a 28-yard touchdown pass from Rob Daniels to Chris Swain to make it 7-6. And then in the second quarter, a 4-yard touchdown pass from Hamblett to John Wilson made it 14-6. That's where we were at the half. In the third quarter, Colin Levesque went 4 yards for a touchdown. The two-point conversion was no good to bring Exeter within 2. And then the play of the night, an 82-yard touchdown run with 10:19 to go in the game by Colin Levesque, puts the Blue Hawks up on top, 18-14. But Dover is mounting another charge here with 8:22 to go. While we have a moment, we'll remind you that our game of the week next week will be in Maine. We'll be in Elliott. Marshwood Hawks will be hosting Sanford. And you'll be able to see that game on Continental Cablevision Channel 12, the high school game of the week.
3rd and 1, big play here for the Green Wave, trying to keep this drive alive. Hamlet on the keeper, he's got the first down.
When you've got those big horses up front, that's a good call.
First down, Dover.
Right behind Sam Shaw, right behind Ryan Van Garena. Good drive, good surge there by the Dover offensive line. And the Green Wave now, after that big run by Levesque, establishing themselves one more time. This could be the type of second half the last team who has the ball is going to win this one.
Hamilton gets the call again. Is it me, Sam, or is he good for 4 or 5 yards every time?
Just like that. Hamilton, taking a look at the stat sheet on Jeff Hamilton, 6'1", 195 pounds. He's a junior.
Down to the Exeter 28. Second down and 7. Gain of 3.
Again, the end's in tight, and with that wishbone set, they're just telling Exeter it's going to be a run.
Folger gets the call. And he picks up about, 4 or 5. He'll set up a 3rd down play, about 3 to go.
Folger carry, stopped by Josh Belisle.
Josh Belisle, a great two-way player for Exeter, made the tackle.
Good again, surge by the Dover line.
Down to the 23.
Those young men have worked very hard tonight. And the Exeter defensive line right now needing to make a big stop here on this 3rd and 3.
Hamlet on the keeper. Does he have it? He's pushed out of bounds. I think he does.
Wilson made a nice block on the corner for Dover there to allow Hamlet to just make enough on the turn to pick up the first down.
First down.
17 yards will be the spot of the ball.
There you see Hamlet coming right at you. Very versatile athlete for this team. Throws well, runs well, kicks well. Real team leader. He's got 1st and 10 from the 17. 6:51 to play in this one, and the 4-point lead for Exeter. I think that was Tim Pelletier, and we haven't seen him run in quite a long time.
Mark Sweeney, number 84, led a nice Exeter charge that time on the corner, anticipating that run play. The Blue Hawks had a good surge that time. And that was a nice defensive play by Exeter and an important series right now.
2nd and 8 from the 15.
2nd and 8.
Hamlet, the pitch to Folger, looking for some blocking. Now he cuts back against the grain. He's inside the 15, but it'll be another 3rd and long.
Looked like Folger was going to be stopped, and then it looked like he was going to go for a big gain, and then he was stopped again.
Well, he made something out of nothing, but still a ways to go for Dover. It'll be 3rd and a long 5, even 6 yards to go.
And Coach Osborne is going to call time right now, and a wise move, as this certainly is a big moment in this ball game with under 6 minutes to go, and your club is down by 4, and you're inside the 15-yard line.
You've got to capitalize on this situation. Certainly if they don't make it here, you've got to expect they're going to go for it on 4th down, but I'm sure Coach Osborne would like to get things out of the way on 3rd down. Keep this drive rolling.
Plays that have been successful in this situation: Wilson over the middle, Hamlet right up the middle, and certainly some sort of misdirection right now, because the key to the Blue Hawks' success has been they've stayed at home a lot tonight. But certainly Dover right now would love to give the ball to Hamilton, who's had the big second half.
Hamilton or Hamlet around the end has been fairly successful on this drive as well.
Somehow I think we've mentioned all their plays in their repertoire, so I think we'll hit it.
No, that's a safe way to cover ourselves, is it not?
I guess so.
3rd and 6 from the 14. Dover with 5:52 left. They trail by 4. Big, big play. That's a first down for Jeff Hamilton. He just ran over players, some of them with green jerseys, some of them with white jerseys, and he got the ball down to the 5.
Big, big blocks. And Hamilton picks up the first down, and right now Dover is in control of this ball game as the Wave just 6 yards away from taking the lead late in the ball game.
1st and goal as Kevin Weston leads his team up to the line. Keep your eye on John Wilson in these situations. Hamlet on the keeper. I'm not sure if that was a design quarterback sneak or if there was a mix-up on the snap. Nobody was fooled. Either way.
Hamlet was looking for that situation where he takes the ball, hesitates for a moment to see where the hole is going to open, and then goes that way.
It never opened.
Never did. Exeter packed it in the middle, and they did a nice job for no gain.
So 2nd and goal from the 6. You got Wilson, you got Heath Norris, really is on the end. Hamilton pumping his legs. Great defensive surge by Exeter to keep him out of the end zone.
First man to hit him, number 22, getting up, was Colin Levesque.
Another great two-way player for the Blue Hawks.
And look at Hamilton there, boy. Ooh.
Yeah. He's just pumping those legs like pistons.
It's been his half. He's really done the job here for Dover. But boy, 3rd down at the 2. Let's watch the Wave.
Hamilton is a very strong runner. He's only listed at 195 pounds, but he runs like someone at 220. Got the ball again. Is he in?
No.
Big pile up near the goal line, but he didn't make it. Did not make it.
Hamilton carries.
And again, it's been Hamilton and Hamilton and Hamilton, and it's a football length for a touchdown.
Well, you're Ken Osmond now. What do you do here on 4th? I mean, what do you call? Obviously, you go for it, but
you look at Ryan Van Garena and you say, we're going to you, big guy. Watch where number 69 is.
Coming over your back, big guy. Here it is, 4th and goal from inside the 1. Hamilton, he's got it. He's just too strong. Jeff Hamilton with his 2nd touchdown of the night.
Watch number 69, Ryan Van Garena, right there on the bottom of your screen. They'll go right off tackle, touchdown. 1 yard touchdown run. That makes it 20-18. Trying to make it a 3-point lead.
No good. It is wide to the right.
And that might be an interesting turn of events.
2-point lead. 3 would have been nice. Now, theoretically, Exeter could win it on a field goal. But what a football game, Sam.
It's been a good one from start to finish. Good emotion by both kids on both teams as we open up the 94 season here on Continental with a beautiful game between Dover and Exeter. It's 2018, and last year Exeter beat Dover 21-14, and this has just been a back and forth game from the opening kickoff. And again, it's been the type of game that the one to the team who had the ball last might win it. So the Blue Hawks certainly are confident that they can come back now. Colin Levesque is deep.
How close do you think this kickoff is going to come to Colin Levesque?
I think this ball is not going to get off the grass.
Not very. Hamlet certainly has his orders from Ken Osmond. Let's see if Levesque rushes up to try and field a squid kick, but I don't think this ball is going to come within 15 yards of him. Here's a run back. It's Fellman. He got to the 30, and then he was pushed back. The ball actually did get dangerously close to Levesque, but it was Fellman's side, so he fielded it and took off.
Shane Bickford down there nicely on kickoff coverage to bring down Fellman. And the ball will be spotted, let's see, 27-yard line. Blue Hawks have their work cut out for them as 3:27 left to go.
First and 10 from their 28. Blue Hawks trailing again, as they have for most of the game. Loose ball. Ball is on the field. First indications are Blue Hawks may have recovered, but I don't know how. Let's get a ruling on this fumble before we go down to Jay. It is Exeter ball, so Jay's on the field. Jay?
Sam, you and I were talking about the game about Renda last year, 276 yards. That run that Levesque made for the 83-yard touchdown was the same right trap that they ran all night when Renda was getting those 276 yards. So look for a little of that. Also, communication down on the field with both teams still isn't very good. First came jitters, guys getting on and getting off. Substitutions have been not very good all night long. Back up.
2nd and 10. Here's Levesque. And he is pig-piled on after about a 1-yard gain.
It's going to be a 3rd down play coming up, and the way that Dover has established their ground game, this might be the Blue Hawks' last chance. They are in 4-down territory right now to pick up the 1st down, but the clock is also working against them, as when they get this play off, there'll be about 2 minutes left to go in the game.
No 2-minute warning in high school football. Clock will continue to run, and Exeter sending out several receivers. Daniels over the middle, it's caught! 1st down! And I believe it was Colin Levesque who snared that quick pass over the middle.
Nice connection from Daniels to Levesque.
He's a great athlete, Sam.
Watch it right here. 2-step drop by Daniels, going to Levesque all the way.
It was a spinning catch. He had to turn as he caught it. Still picked up some more yards. On the ground, Josh Belisle with just a couple.
The trap play, that was the play that Levesque scored the touchdown on, and the Blue Hawks now have called time with 1:32 left to go. And they are 52 yards away. But again, they're only down by 2.
2766. You have that ticket bringing to the press box tonight's jackpot, $163.
Getting up slowly there for the Dover Green Wave, number 18, Chris Moan.
2766.
A 2018 our score here tonight, as the Exeter Blue Hawks talking about their offense right now and knowing that they need to come up with a play. Dover coaching staff right now, the defensive side, trying to figure out exactly what defense to call, as the Blue Hawks now need to get at least into field goal range, which will be inside the 20. So they need about at least another 30 yards here, and they've only got 90 seconds to do it.
Wind not really a factor in terms of knocking down a field goal. Pretty calm tonight. Coach Dunn making his way to the sidelines for Dover. 2nd and 9 from the 47. Blue Hawks trailing by a deuce. Daniels to the air, another good fake. Now he tucks it in. Does not get out of bounds though, or does he? Yes, he does.
Oh, he did get out of bounds. Nice job by Daniels.
It looked to me like Dave Sullivan was gonna keep him inbounds and tackle him in play, but Daniels was able to scoot out to the sideline.
With everybody expecting the pass, good idea to roll outside the pocket to get some time. And Daniels.
You see Sullivan trying to pull him back into the play. Nothing doing, but big 3rd down here. 3 yards for the Blue Hawks. On the ground, they've got it. Belisle stumbled his way for the 1st down, and he's at the 40. Minute 17 to play.
Surprised the Blue Hawks kept the ball on the ground that time. They were in 2-down territory. Clock stopped while they moved the chains, but now they wind it up rather quickly before the chains are set.
Blue Hawks halfway through their 2-minute drill. Minute 5 to play in this one. Dover stayed at home that time, and it paid off.
Expecting Exeter to pass, the green wave not crossed up by Exeter's quick trap play that time.
Well, they went to Colin Levesque again, but he's got to be one tired individual. He heads to the sideline now. This is probably his last breather. 2nd and 10 from the 40, 40 seconds to play. Daniels looking to the sideline long, incomplete. He had Balfe wide out, but Balfe was really shading inside, and Daniels threw it outside.
Had one-on-one coverage, and Balfe was there. Daniels did a nice job avoiding the Dover defensive rush. And with that, the clock is stopped. 30 seconds to go. 3rd down play coming up. And the Hawks need to get in field goal range as they trail by 2.
It looked there, Sam, as if they were going for it all. I'm not sure if they have faith in their field goal capabilities. On the ground to Colin Levesque.
First down will stop the clock momentarily, but the Blue Hawks are going to have to run right up to the line.
I don't think he's got the first down, Sam, and Exeter has called their last timeout.
No, he is. He is short, right.
Exeter called a timeout, and if my notes are correct, that's their last one of this half.
And a 4th down coming up. 25 seconds left to go.
Well, the ball at the 35, they're still a good 15-plus yards out of field goal range.
Well, they can call a play to get 5 or 6 yards, because if they get the first down, then it will stop the clock. And if they don't get the first down, then the ball game is over.
For all intents and purposes.
It's been a good one tonight as you see that last running play up the middle.
Interesting on 3rd and 10 when they give it to their money player Levesque, but 3rd and 10 they keep it on the ground, and then they've got to call a timeout because they didn't get the first down. Big play here. Dover fans to their feet. Trying to fire up their defense. Daniels. Tipped, incomplete. And with 21 seconds to play, the Green Wave will get the ball back. They've got a 2-point lead, and they've just got to sit down.
Exeter has no timeouts, so the Dover Green Wave on their way as this last pass by Daniels gets tipped. And it falls to the ground. It was intended for Balfe, and right now the Dover Green Wave on their way to an opening night victory over the Exeter Blue Hawks, leading 20-18.
And Ken Osmond has to be extremely pleased at the way his team ran the football up and down the field tonight. They did make the mistake. They really probably should have had another touchdown to their score, but they threw an interception at the 5-yard line. But really offensively, I think Ken Osmond has to be pleased with what his team did tonight, and defensively the same thing. They came up and made the big plays when they had to.
That's going to do it. Exeter can't stop the clock. Dover does not have to run another play, and this ball game will go into the record books as an opening night win for the Dover Green Wave with a 20-18 win over the Exeter Blue Hawks. The winning touchdown coming with 3:34 left to go in the ball game on a 1-yard plunge by Jeff Hamilton.
Any way you slice it, it was a fantastic football game. Tip your hats to the Exeter Blue Hawks. They battled back, Sam, and they actually took the lead in this 4th quarter.
It was very well played, not a lot of mistakes, good running, good blocking, good tackling. You couldn't ask more for an opening night of high school football on a perfect night in Dover.
Final score here from Dunaway Field, Dover Green Wave 20, Exeter Blue Hawks 18. We'll be back to wrap it up after this.
Thank you again for coming and supporting Dover High School Athletics.
The only channel to watch for complete coverage of the Primetime Emmy Awards. It's live celebrity arrivals and exclusive interviews with the winners. From the guide show to the highlight show, E's got it all throughout the month of September. And don't miss the live celebrity pre-show Sunday, September 11th at 6 p.m. Eastern and Pacific.
For in-depth interviews on issues that affect you and your community, be sure to watch online with host Sam Fleming Monday night at 7:30 here on Continental Cablevision's Channel 12.
Seacoast Furniture in Dover, Greenland, and Seabrook. Seacoast Furniture carries the names you know and trust, so it's easy to find comfortable, durable, great-looking furniture for your home. At Seacoast Furniture, you can always find great values on living rooms, dining rooms, bedrooms, mattresses, and more. Be sure to shop at Seacoast Furniture during our